So hey, welcome back guys. Today I'm going to teach you or show you how I cook in the car. I'm sure there's a lot of methods to cooking in the car. The one I've found that works pretty good is the rice cooker, along with the power inverter. These little rice cookers are very low on wattage. There's only 250 watts pull on that, so it makes it easy and it doesn't strain your battery. And alright, well, I got a recipe here today that got from my hero Steve. I'm gonna do a little bit more to it, but I will also include a link to his video where I seen this meal. Alright, well, let's get started then. The biggest advice I have for anybody doing anything cooking wise, whenever dealing with raw meat, always have some way to clean up. You know, there's no hot soapy water out here, so I have some antibacterial wipes, and those will help me clean up all of the equipment used. Touching this and the areas that might come into contact with it in your hands. Let's grab some of these out. That way you're not trying to do it with some messy hands. There we go. Alright, let's get our meat into this pot. This was 1 pound of just regular ground beef. I believe it was $2.69. There we go. Clean up my hands. Sorry for the shaky cam. Okay, get this party started. We need some electricity. So, there we go. Get the car started. Turn off the lights. And let's crawl back here. For my car, the battery is actually in the back bumper. So the power inverter links up nicely and is back there. Most of the modern cars nowadays, their power inverter or their batteries are inside somewhere, so hopefully you can connect. That one right there comes with some really short cables, so I was lucky that I had the battery in an area where I could get the cables to and still be inside the car and running around. If your battery's under the hood, you're gonna have to go through some modifications. Even though the cigarette lighter adapter inverters might work just fine for the rice cooker because it's only 250 watts, but for the heavier machines like grinders and drills and stuff, 750 watts pulling through that little port might not. It'd probably cook your wires and stuff on the inside. So the direct link's nice. Get these scissors cleaned up. if you're doing this in the summer, you might want to take your trash out as soon as you're done. That way you don't forget and you got that nice rancid meat smell on the car. Yeah, it's never fun. Okay, let's plug this bad boy in. I just have an extension cord ran back between the seats up to this. Sorry about that, needed both hands. Okay, so got our meat starting, cooking. Whenever you activate the inverter, you can hear the cooling fan kick on, and usually your RPMs will start ramping up because it's drawn on the alternator. So always a good sign to try to hear for all those things. That way you know your little system's working completely. This car I'm not worried about too much, because when the charging system gets low or has a problem, it will alert me, so that's nice. The inverter itself also has a low battery feature, so if the battery drops low, it'll start chirping and eventually it'll turn itself off. Alright, what do we need next? Some spices for our meat? Yeah, I think so. Let's see. What kind of spices should we go? Onion powder? No, I'm just throwing some spices on here. If you guys want an actual recipe, I'm sure I could do some calculations and put some ingredients. Some garlic. Salt. And some black pepper. And there we go. Now the rice cooker doesn't get super hot super fast, so it takes a little time. I'll go ahead and cut away and come back to you guys when I get this browned up. Okay, so about 10 minutes cooking, and we've got hamburger stew. I expected this cheap hamburger was going to be very greasy, and I was right. So I will be draining all of this off and getting ready for the next step. Make sure there's no pink in there. Looking pretty good. Hope this pot's gonna be big enough. Okay, there we go. Grease is drained quite a bit. Just threw it in one of these containers I was gonna throw away anyway. Yeah, it looks a lot drier. It smells really good too. Alright, now let's get our potatoes going. I believe it says tablespoon of butter. cups of water. Two-thirds on the milk. Probably should have waited to put one of those cups of water in. Just played it by ear on the softness of the potatoes, because it looks like I'm running out of room in my little pot. Or I could have separated the hamburger out and added it back in after the boiling process. But we shall see how it goes. There you go, and we got our flavoring. And this is just one of the very cheap, I think it was like 77 cents, the scallop potato meal. So pretty much all together, well, if you already had milk, probably about a $4 dinner. And I believe this is going to make plenty enough for probably 2 dinners. Let's go ahead and give her a mix. Try to get all them potatoes into the moisture. Hopefully it's not, hopefully it doesn't stay chunky, because I added the flavoring into the cold water. It did say hot water, so I could have waited for that to boil before I put that in there, but hey, we'll just throw it all together. Hope for the best. Let me grab my other spoon here, see if I can get some of this flavoring off the wood one. There we go. And there it is. We'll go ahead and lid this and let it cook for a little while. It says on the box to watch for overboiling, so we will watch for that. And I will come back to you when it is a bit more cooked. Cooking away. Alright, let's check on this. I think especially with the oil from the hamburger and the extra butter I put in there that I probably didn't need, you might not have a problem with boiling over. All that oil keeping it smells good. It smells real good. Wonder how thick it's gonna get. Maybe I should cook it for a little while with the lid off. Really need to get a stand for the camera. Well, not even a camera, just using my phone right now. But there it goes, it's a cooking. I'll wait for it to reduce It's reducing quite nicely. Cooking with the lid off though, it's getting a little spattery. But I still want, you know, a lot of this to reduce down and this liquid to come out of here. So what I learned to do through all my cooking times is kind of shove all the solids to one side. And then you get like a little liquid pond down in there, and then just leave your spoon in there, and that will have, you know, the liquid won't be all on top and boiling everywhere. It's just down in there. Use a wooden spoon. Don't leave a plastic spoon in there. That's a little bit of advice there, I guess. Usually works. Sometimes. There we go. But we are getting down to it, and it's quite a thick gravy, so it's just spat, splat, splat. Hopefully it'll hit the back of the spoon there more. It's not cooking all over here and over here. Oh, well, a little bit. But mostly right there. Alright, it has simmered down quite nicely. The potatoes are nice and tender. Tastes very good. I'm gonna go ahead and add a little extra to it though. These little sour creams are 88 cents and ain't much, just to make things a little bit creamier. If you like creamy. A little extra parsley. It's like a beef stroganoff, but made with potatoes. Let that simmer a minute. And since I'm eating alone, I just transfer the liner over to this pot. I got something to hold on to, and it's not hot to eat. And I'll eat as much as I want and have half for dinner. I'm sure that can feed 2, maybe even 3 people if you wanted to stretch it for a lunch. Okay, and there it is. Thanks guys for watching. I'm planning on doing a few of these videos on the different dishes that I just eat while staying in the car. And if you guys want to see the recipes, I can put something down below for us. Like I said, I will link to a reference video. I want to thank Steve Wallace for inspiring me for doing this channel. And like he said, it was something he did just to keep track of his memories, and it sounded like a good idea. Alright guys, thanks.